One viewer says, I'm guilty of using the wrong Bible. Gonna talk about that next on Pastor Bob's Coffee Break. The ultimate Q&A. You've got questions, it has the answers. The ultimate Q&A in the Bible. And I love that part about it. He has the answers. Here's the question for today. By the way, before I do that, let me just tell you that I'm drinking our newest blend. I love this. Jamaican Me Looney is the name of the blend. Our HEADBANGERS BREW, our very own coffee. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. All of our stuff right here. WeAreMetalWeAreFamily.com. The question, dear Pastor Bob, I have heard that it's not good to read a single author's interpretation of the Bible. The Message is one of those paraphrase books. At first, I was a little put off when you read from that. Then I thought maybe it's okay, and now I second guess it. I don't question your faith or beliefs, but I do question this author. And he's talking about Eugene Peterson, the author of The Message. You'll notice that whenever I use The Message, by the way, I always call it The Message Commentary. And it's not a translation. And I don't like to call something that isn't a translation a Bible. I think it's somebody's commentary on it. But I want to explain to you why I use it. And I mostly use the Amplified Bible, which goes into the original Greek, the original Hebrew, the original Aramaic. 9 chapters in Daniel are written in Aramaic, actually. And why I go into the Amplified Bible is simply because it uses as many words as necessary to really describe what that original word and meaning might be. And I just think it's a great translation, very scholarly translation. And so I use the Amplified Bible, and sometimes I use others as well. We use the New Living Translation that I think is an excellent one too in our Metal Bible. But I have an international audience, and I'm very much aware of that every day. Some people say, well, you should use the King James Bible, and that doesn't work real well for the people that barely speak English. And the King James Bible, newsflash, isn't used in other countries where they don't speak English. Yeah. So what do we use? Well, we use things that we can understand. And we have to be careful. I never just read the Message. I usually read it as a commentary to what I've just read in the Amplified Bible. But that's really the reason, because I think Eugene Peterson does a really good job of describing something very heartfelt in a way that everyone can understand, and people whose first language isn't English can understand well. So that's what I do it. And again, I always read a translation with it. But let me go to Proverbs for just a minute. In Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 7. And he says, the beginning of wisdom is, get wisdom, skillful and godly wisdom. For skillful and godly wisdom is the principal thing. And with all you have gotten, get understanding, discernment, comprehension, interpretation. You know, it's such a good idea to study it. Get some different views. Get to read a couple different translations possibly, and kind of get a feel for it. There are times when I've read the Amplified Bible, for instance, and I love what it says, and then I read it in something else, like The Message, and I just think, wow, that really hit my heart. Even though I understood what it says, I kind of understand it on a little more of an emotional, foundation now. And I just think that's kind of a cool thing to do. I love when I study to have several different translations out and to read it in several. I love that part. And of course, the most important thing is to read it in the original language if you speak Hebrew or Greek or Aramaic, but most of us don't. And so it's good to go to something that we know we can trust, that's scholarly. But then it's not just getting the facts. Sometimes it's getting the spirit of it, the emotional part of it, the experiential part of it. And sometimes we call it a paraphrase. I just call it a commentary because that's what it is. Sometimes going to a commentary is very enriching. And I love going to commentaries from a lot of people, great men of the faith, who have been Bible, not only historians, but theologians, have given us such a rich inheritance. And going to even some of the older guys that are hundreds of years old and reading what they wrote is very unique. So I just think it needs to be well-rounded, and I hope that answers the question about the message commentary. Folks, don't forget, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing. Hello, Metal family. So I'm excited for the next Immortal Fest. Such great bands, such great people. I hope you're going to be one of them. I'll be there hosting both events this summer. Really excited to spend time with the bands and to spend time with you. Sunday at the first event on the 28th of July will be the Sanctuary Day. We're going to have a service. We're going to have our worship team. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to have a good time. And I hope that you plan to come, and some surprises still to come too. So both events, 1st July, 26th to 28th, and the other the first week of September. Great bands, great time together, family time. We are metal, we are family. I hope to see you there.